their business. So as the students, learn to look around yourself where you are. If you are not here, if you are in Zambia, observe each time you are moving, there's opportunity. Okay. There's opportunity. To use Bemba, for example, when you talk about Pungwa, Kuvanga Pungwa. You know, when the ego, the president, again, sorry I follow the business, he's an entrepreneur, so you can learn a lot from this man, away from the politics, because he's been a successful entrepreneur, but he pursued a dream through 15 years until he achieved it. So he's a model, if you like. But he talked about the ego when he was warning people not to indulge in corruption. He was saying, it's like the fish ego. It's up there on a tree, watching movement in the water, waiting for the opportunity. And when the opportunity comes, it comes down, the fish is caught. But let's talk about the ego, the way it soars around in the sky, looking for opportunity. So you should be like that. When you wake up every day, how do you do it? Look for the problems, look for the needs, look for the problems, look for the pain. That's where the business is. So that's one way. Have that mindset. Wake up every day thinking, where are the problems in Zambia? Where are the needs in Zambia? Where are the pain? Pain, for example, entrepreneurs in Zambia. Let me give you an example. You are in a place where there are billionaires, there are people with money. Start doing Google, find out the billionaires around that place. We need money here in Zambia at low interest rates. So you are in a place where probably there are these billionaires. They don't even know what to do with this money. Talk to them. I'm from Zambia. Can we partner and provide money to SMEs? There you go. So that's how you can get yourself into business. Others are technology. There could be technology. It could be digital solutions that are not yet here. It could be fertilizer. We're just talking about the crisis from Ukraine in fertilizer. It could be biotechnology. It could be irrigation solutions. We badly need solutions. We are talking irrigation here these days because we've been using rain-fed irrigation. Now we're talking about since we are going to be a production center, we must be producing right round the whole year. You know, you shouldn't be waiting for the rain season. So we need irrigation technology, affordable irrigation technology. So look around. There could be a company there that makes, talk to them, register your company, partner with them. So as students, these are the kind of things, how you get yourself now into business, so that by the time you are graduating, you are finishing, you are halfway through already on your journey, on your entrepreneurship journey. Yeah, I hope that answers your question.
Yes, thank you so much. At this particular time, we're going to allow some question segment, which will be handled by Ms. Namara. You can kindly allow some questions from the audience.
Thank you so much, sir. If you have any question, please type in the chat box, or you can unmute yourself and ask. Okay, there's a question here.
Thank you so much, for that great transformation. Like, it's really opened up, personally, it's really opened up my mind to see the opportunity that lies all around us. And you answered the question that I had in mind first. I wanted to ask how we could position ourselves for the opportunity, but you answered that. But just a follow-up question on that, I wanted to find out For instance, you want to get into a business of technology. Say you want to build an application or a website or a fintech business, and you don't have the knowledge to do that. You're not a computer programmer and you're not a coder, but you have the idea. What is your advice that this certain individual would take to get to that business that he has in mind, but he cannot kind of execute it?
All right, thank you very much. Chair, I've also seen Musuma has had a hand up for quite a while, but I'll give you my example. I was headhunted on LinkedIn. I was posting things about doing business in Zambia, how Zambia is a very good place to open shop. So we spoke, this guy came, we spoke, I put my pitch, I pitched, and today as I speak to you, we are starting a business. It's a fintech, it's a pay, it's a fintech. I have no knowledge in coding or things like that, but I had interest in digital solutions. So I have found a partner that has got the skill. Remember those five areas of why indigenous, what we must do for indigenous Zambian entrepreneurs, so that we are those 5 things. That is access to technology, access to skills, knowledge, access to markets, access to finance. Yeah, 4. So someone with the skill and the technology, I've partnered with them to open shop in Zambia, to open a fintech. So if you don't have that, that's not, remember as an entrepreneur, skill is not your limitation. No, you are not limited by skill. It's your thought, the problem you are solving. Remember that. It's not even money. It's not the skill. That's not your barrier. That's not your limitation. It is the solution to an existing pain, need, problem. Number 1. The rest you can is what goes into the delivery vehicle. You solve what you must do in order to deliver that solution. For example, you must hire technical people if you need to, or you must partner. In the business model canvas, partnerships are very important. So sometimes you need to partner, and for you who are abroad, that's where you have an advantage. You may just walk over to this place, knock on the door, and pitch, present yourself to say, I'm from Zambia, sir, and in Zambia we need this. I notice you do this and this and this. Can we partner and open? You have the advantage of being authentic because you can show up and talk to these people. So yeah, if you want to go in fintech into digital solutions, that is not, the fact that you lack that skill, that's no limitation. The solution is the point number 1. The solution to what? To a problem, to a need, to pain. That's it. And then the others are things, it's what entrepreneurship skill is all about. That you can now look for a partner if you can't, either locally or abroad. Organize the financing, equity or debt financing or grant. You may even submit a proposal and then someone can actually give you a, what do we call those investors? Angel. You may find an angel investor. I hope that answers your question.
Thank you so much. It does.
Okay. I'm glad that has been answered. Okay, so there's a question here from Audrey. It says, would you encourage a student in a country like Zambia to drop out of school to focus on a business?
You know, the dropping out, let us first define at what level are you dropping out? Because I think it's very important that you can read and write. If you are going to run a business, first make sure you can read and write, because it's very important that you can do that. So if you finish grade 12, for example, you should be in a position to go all the way. Okay. I think Sir Richard Branson is a good example. But looking at our country, yes, you can actually prefer not to go to university and go into business. Because let's face it, in this country, 100% of people go to university to do what? They go to university to find a job after graduation in order to put food on the table. So let's understand exactly why we are going to school. We are not going to school for the sake of knowledge in itself. We are going to school to acquire a skill or a qualification that can open doors for employment, and we must change that. So if you have finished your O levels, you can speak, you can write. Why wouldn't you go into business? Because your colleague who has gone for 4 years will come back to work for you. By the time that guy is graduating, you probably are making more money. You end up making more money than the person that is going to be going. I mean, graduates are finishing these days. Guess what? They end up as banking clerks. Your first job is likely to be just a guy that is doing these clerical jobs. So yes, I would, but it's just at the level. I'm not saying grade 7 you drop out. No, not grade 9, not grade, no. Grade 12, finish it and finish it very well so that you can understand. Because what you're going to do at university is to acquire, but maybe you want to acquire, let's say it's in engineering, you want to go in production. It helps you to understand engineering. You know, so if you're going to be processing something, chemicals, maybe you can now, you see the difference. You are going into university to study chemical engineering because you are looking at doing something in that field. Although you don't really need yourself to be a chemical engineer in order to be doing something that processes chemicals. You can hire them, you can pay for them. But sometimes it's good that, like some of these businesses, let's face it, Bill Gates, he was a geek, he was a computer geek. Mr. Mark Zuckerberg, he is a computer, he's a coding guy, he understands coding.
Hello? Hello? Can you hear me?
Yes,
I can hear you loud and clear. I think Mr. Edwin
lost.
Ununga has dropped out of the call.
Okay. Some more questions, please, just for 1 minute. Okay, I'm sure we've lost our guest. Mr. Valasa, maybe you can answer this question.
Which one?
Okay, so there's a question here from Grace. It says, sir, how can you build connections with people that can partnership with you as a student who has already registered a limited company here in Zambia?
So that is where now, to my own experience in terms of partnership, that is where now you need to do some work. First of all, let me tell you something. Prior to you even joining this event, there was some sort of selling, some sort of influence that made you to join. So that is where now presenting comes in. If you don't know how to present and how to pitch, it will be impossible to convince someone. So how do you pitch? That is why now you need to work on your communication skills. If you have ideas and you can't communicate effectively enough to such a point that people can believe and invest in that idea, it is impossible for people to put in money. So you can do some research on how to pitch. It's not even about business. Even when you are bringing people that are skilled. Let me give an example. When we were working on manifesting the hidden you, I needed professional editors. I needed someone that is experienced in writing more than me. So how do you convince them now to dedicate time in working on their thing? So now that is where pinching comes in. How do you get these services? When we're having a launch, which is our book launch, we needed people to do the deco, the venue. Imagine we paid 50% discount to the venue. Why? Because of how you pinch. How do you pinch your deal? So that is why now you need to work on your communication skills and your pinching skills. Have I answered the question?
There's an opportunity. I'm having. There was an outage, a connectivity outage. So there's an opportunity for you to enter the internet business. Thank you.
All right. So there was a question that I was trying to answer, where one of the people, that is the last question that we're going to tackle, and we can conclude due to time. So the question goes like, what can you do? For example, you are still in school, then you want to bring people on board those people that can invest in your idea. So what I said is that even as you are working on those skills, you need to know on how to pinch. How do you talk to people? That goes now to you working on your communication skills.
Yeah.
So you can kindly contribute on that and answer it as well.
Yeah. So, someone looks like Audrey went to LinkedIn to pull up my profile. Okay. Thank you, Audrey, for my LinkedIn thing. Now, this could be the subject. You know, when you are doing this, I like value what you all are doing, but know what is number one. So do not just pick up. The problem is differentiate this group. You could be, there's so much to talk about in the world, but trust me, most of it is irrelevant. It doesn't solve your pain. Because if I look at this group has got a pain, this group has got a need, this group has got and this what we are talking today. Now, this is at the core of this group, okay? Now, two things, what we do in entrepreneurship masterclass, we train you how to pitch. You are right, Solomon. You need to know how to sell your value proposition. What's your value proposition? You know, what have you got? Why should someone invest in you? You need to tell your story as if, so what makes you stand out? What's so unique about the business? And so that's why you needed to do a BMC. So you needed to do a business model so that you use this to pitch, okay? That's how you get people to be interested in your idea, to invest in your idea. There's a way to do that, because people want to hear certain things, you know, like the market. Have you done your market research? Have you checked? Or you are just it's just you are pulling things out of the air. Okay, that's why I started earlier to talk about the market, the pain that you are solving. What's the rationale? What's driving this business concept that you have? Yeah. So one of the skills we are talking entrepreneurial skills is pitching. Short, it's just how do you sell yourself? How do you present your business idea so that investors and the partners can be interested to invest, to work with you? So that's how you do it as young people. And this could be a core part of this group, talking about how you as young people can offer yourselves an alternative to the job. Okay. Yeah. So maybe I hope that if you want me to elaborate, but I can say that pitching is one of the skills, you know, that you need to learn and can be learned, you know, but do your business model. That's how the business model is something of a later topic that I can share with this group. And as part, I do that as part of the mentorship work that I do. How do you build your business model on that idea? But first, ideation. The first stage is the that light bulb moment, the eureka moment. Boom! Oh, there's a problem in Zambia. That's the beginning. Then you build a business model around it. How are you going to deliver this? How are you going to distribute? How are you going to market? How are you going to process the production process? What partnerships? What are the costs? What's your revenue model? And that could be the subject of another day.
Okay, thank you so much, sir, for that answer. I hope the question has been answered. Okay, so that's all for today. For more questions, you can kindly send them to Mr. Vala, or you can send them to Mr. Monunga via his email address that has been shared in the chat box. So I'm going to hand over to Mr. Vala so you can take it up.
Thank you so much, Mr. Mara, for that awesome question session. So the essence of these meetings is to connect us to people like Dr. Mununga. That is the essence, to break the gap that is between experienced men like Dr.
Solomon, some people might be thinking I'm actually a PhD scholar. Remember, I reminded you, my mentees came up with my nickname, which is business doctor. So it's not a PhD academic doctor. Yeah, so Solomon is misbehaving there.
So that is the essence. So the essence is to build a network that breaks the bridge between the experienced, like Mr. Mununga, and us ourselves as the youths. So remember to connect with him on his Facebook page, which he was going to share, where we can find his mentorship classes, his Facebook pages, that we can have a great and awesome future. So I'm going to give it up to him as he gives us our closing remarks, and Ms. Loveness will close for us the beautiful meeting.
Thank you very much. So on Facebook, you look for Entrepreneurship Universe. So you can search for that, for entrepreneurship. I've just typed it on the chat. For me, what I can say first, thank you very much for this audience, Solomon and the team. I've absolutely enjoyed. I hope this has made sense for you. If there's one thing you must be contemplating as young Zambians, it is solving problems. The generation must come up, and those things spelled out by Bali is the challenges put before you. Production, processing, packaging, distributing, exporting. Now you should then come up with delivery vehicles, enterprises that will produce, that will package, that will process, that will distribute and export. And this kind of discussion we're having today is going to equip you with the insight that you need in order to be part of solving the problems. Then remember, young Zambians here need access. I'd like you to think of solving these problems. Number one, access to finance. Number two, access to the market. Some of them are in production and agriculture. Number three, access to skills and knowledge. How to do this? Like someone talked about fintech. Coding in Zambia is still in its infancy. Okay, so skills and knowledge. Number three, technology and innovation, especially appropriate technology. For example, instead of using cattle to plow, we need those, you know, I'm sure you've seen those mechanized plows, you know, so maybe with electric battery. Remember, we put an electric battery into not a car, not to buy a car, to produce a mechanized plow. Please, young people, let's produce an electric battery and put it into a mechanized plow and produce. Then that was technology. And then there is, what's the other one? Yeah, I think those are the ones. Finance, market, skills, technology. Boom. You'll be smiling. Okay. There'll be enough jobs for everyone. You'll be creating the jobs. It's not the government, it's you guys. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Mr. Mnunga. Thank you so much for those beautiful insight, access to finance, access to market, skills and knowledge, technology and innovation. Myself, I've benefited immensely, and I call upon Ms. Loveness right now to close for us. Thank you so much for creating time to be with us and share these life-changing insights. We're looking forward to learning more from you, from your mentorship classes that you normally host, and continue doing what you're doing because it is changing our lives. Ms. Loveness, you can kindly.
Thank you so very much, sir. Thank you so much. Indeed, we have learned a lot, and I'm glad so much. So just like he said, now is the right time to get into business. It is now. First, we're going to start first the business. Everything else is going to follow us behind. So it is just through this such meetings that we are going to learn about skills and how we are going to start our businesses, how we are going to manage our businesses. It is through such meetings. So I'm going to encourage each and every one of us to please let us continue joining such meetings. Whenever we hear an opportunity to join such a meeting, let us always be there, geared up to know a lot of things, a lot of knowledge. As we know, say, knowledge is power. So thank you so much for everyone who spared their time to attend to this meeting. We are grateful, us as the Valas, together with you, our people, we are so much geared enough to know more about other coming up opportunities and meetings that are coming up in our way. So thank you so much. Thank you for everyone who attended this meeting. We are grateful. Have a very good evening. Have a blessed evening.
Good evening.